So why we do what we do and why I do what I do is the recognition that everything's bigger than us and bigger than an individual. I first and foremost as an entrepreneur always look at the question why. I've always kind of been that kind of thought-provoking and asking my teachers, asking my parents, asking society as to why do we do and why do we accept things as they're currently accepted. It's just relatively arbitrary as to how these kind of models got implemented. So the first question was, well, why doesn't this exist? And that was the whole kind of notion as to how I actually got introduced to Helene, just calling up a former pharmaceutical executive and asking her, why don't we take the best of science with the best of nature? At that time, she said it was impossible. 3 years later, look at where we are.
So right before MEND, I actually co-founded a company named Upgrade with Justin Kamine. And for Upgrade, it was a very similar mission. So we were focused on preventative healthcare and really creating this category in between pharma products and nutritional supplements by using botanical extracts with proven clinical data. So that's why it was so exciting to see that the missions of Upgrade and MEND were so aligned when we came together.
So Helene was this great complement and co-founder because she had this kind of pharmaceutical, scientific, evidential approach. And I met Eziah actually just through some friends that recognized that what his mission was as a founder was very complementary and synergistic with what Helene and I's vision for a true food as medicine platform would be.
What brought me to MEND was really a set of incidents with health in the family, including mom who got diagnosed with cancer roughly 15 years ago. My brother, who's a physical therapist in New York City, who had a very, very significant fall from a waterfall, about 80 feet, and I saw his recovery process and the injuries that he went through. And then me personally, having an injury that was very, very slow to heal. It got me going really deep into societal health and healthcare and the status of things in our country, and realized things are quite bleak and that more solutions need to be brought to bear to really help a very poor trajectory that we're on. So I met Whitney Stevens as colleagues at Citibank. She was leading strategy and innovation initiatives at Citi when I was there, so I was junior to her, and I always just kind of admired her stature. And then we actually connected when we left Citi, interestingly, and informally had a lunch together, and then the relationship started. She was probably the first person, if not the second person, I told about the concept of MEND.
Eziah brought me to MEND. One night we were having dinner and all he could do was complain that he couldn't run. He was injured and he was so incredibly frustrated. And in Eziah's typical style, he started to fire the questions at me. And I get it. I have been a patient many times in my life. Healing is really hard work. And it was at the intersection of taking that scientific rigor normally associated with the pharmaceutical industry, applying it to the field of nutrition. MEND was born.